Do you want to learn how to create a professional slideshow in Filmora X just like the one you're watching right now? Then stay with me. I'll definitely show you how. Hey, welcome to VC Creator Secret Tutorials. Before we get started, if you're new here, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you will be notified when I publish new tutorials every week. For more unique, awesome videos like this, check the links in the description below. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, let's get started. In order to pull this off, we're gonna need some images, audio, sound effects. So after you can import yours, and if you're interested in it, just let me know in the comment below. I may link it up in the comments so you can download them and use them. So the first thing we need to do is to drag down our first image, drag it to the timeline of the first track on the timeline. Then let's get rid of the blank space by the side, that dark side. So right click and go to crop and zoom, go to pan and zoom, change the ratio to 16:9, then adjust the image. You can add also a zoom to it. So add some zoom, then you click OK. Now that's our first image. Now the next thing we need to do is to drag down our second image. Do the same to that image. Right click on it, go to crop and zoom, and you click on pan and zoom. Change the ratio to 16:9, then add zoom to it. You can expand it. If you want the zooming to be slow, make sure you expand it wider, and if you want it to be fast, expand it just small. So the same thing, let's drag down our third image and crop it, and do the same thing to all the images. Just go through, follow the same process and apply the same effect to all the other images. Just take your time and do it. Alright, when you're done with that, you can test it and see what we have so far. You can add as many images as you want. So let's see what we have. The next thing we need to do is to go to effects. We're gonna add some effect to it. We're gonna add actually two effects to it. So the first thing we need to add is a square blur. So drag it and drop it and make some adjustment there. Make sure it's not too blur and it's not too bright. So right about 70 will be okay. So stretch it to cover all the other images. Should be the same length. And we need to add second effect. So go to search and look for bokeh blur. Type in bokeh blur and drag it to timeline. Bokeh blur 10. You can use any other one. We have 1 to 10. So let's use a 10 and stretch it, expand it to the same length with the other images. Alright, this is our background so far. This is the effect we have. So the next thing we need to do is to go back to our images and drag them the same images one after the other. Make sure the image you're going to drag is the same thing you have in the background. So that's our first image. So drag it to the timeline, then you double click on it, go to transform, and change the scale. Or probably let's crop it first. Right click on it, go to crop and zoom, change the ratio to 1:1. So that's what we have. Now we have cropped it. Now the next thing we need to do is to double click on it. Go to transform, change the scale. Go transform, change the scale to 80 or 70, all depends on what you want. Then the next thing we need to do is to add border to it. So go to search, type in border, drag and drop the border on the image. Double click on the image and go to video. Under video you find border there. Now we can make some changes to the frame. That is the start color and the end color. So just pick any color of your choice and it will apply to the border. So I'm gonna choose yellow and probably pink or red or something. It all depends on you. Just pick the color of your choice. You can change the size to 2 or 3 is okay, and also the blur. Then you click OK. Now this is our first image. We're going to do the same to all the other images. So let's go back to our image and drag down the second image. Make sure it's the same as the one below. That's what we're looking for. So go back to your library, search for that image. When you find it, you drag it and drop it right there. Make sure it is properly aligned. Now all we need to do is to copy, we crop it first. So go to pan and zoom, change it to 1:1. Then go to add some movement to it, add some zoom to it, then you click OK. The next thing we need to do, instead of going and doing it the same way we did the first one, all we need to do is to copy effects, bring in the second one. You can bring in the third image and crop it following the same process. So right click, go to pan and zoom. In pan and zoom, you can change the ratio to 1:1. Then you click on pan and zoom, then you add motion to your image. When you're done with that, you click OK. Now move to the next image, bring in all your image one after the other and follow the same process to crop your image and add motion to it. So go to the first image, right click on it and copy effect. Highlight the other ones and paste effects. Highlight the other images, right click and paste effects. And the same effects will apply to them. Everything you apply to the first image will automatically apply to the rest of the other images. So it makes our work faster instead of going back and do them one after the other. Isn't it faster? Isn't it interesting? So now we're now getting ready for animation. So make any necessary changes. Now the next thing is animation. And we're gonna do some simple animation here using keyframe. So before we do that, let's pre-render it and get rid of the red lines and even preview it and this will make the playback smooth. So click on that render button. Click play. So far this is what we have. We're not done yet. We've added some kind of motion to it, but we really need to add some more. So we're gonna use our keyframe in here. You know, Filmora X have their capacity to do that, have a facility for that. So go to animation. In animation, you click on customize. So we're gonna add some simple basic animation right here. So move your playhead forward a little bit. You add, click on that, and you bring it forward. Make sure you leave a space in the front. Then go change the size to 30. Rotation, you can add rotation if you want. Then under the Y, add 250, 240 or 250. Now move it forward toward the end, not in the middle, just toward the end. Then take it toward the end. And now let's make some changes to it. Yeah, we can still use 10 there, the rotation. Then here let's use 50 there. Then here let's use minus 150. Then let's see what we have. To slide in, then slide down. Yes, that's exactly what we want. So let's go to the second one. Move your playhead forward a little bit. Click the add, then you bring it forward. Then here we can go to under X, under the rotation, make it 10, and under the size you make it 50. Then let's use X instead. So here what we're going to do is we can add 350 or minus 350, anyone. 350. Then that will take the image out of the frame. Now let's move it forward and add, then move it toward the end. Don't push it to the end, make sure you leave a space at the end. Now the rotation we can still use 10, then the size we use 50, then the X we can use minus. If you use plus the first one, the second one use minus 350. Now click OK. This is what we have. Slide them from the side and goes out on the other side. So let's move to our third image. Move it forward. Then let's go to our rotation. We can still use 10. Then this time around let's use Y. Let's use the same 250. Then the rotation, let's use 10, just a little bit of rotation. Then the size, let's use 50. So this is what we have. To slice in from down, and let's move the playhead forward. Move it forward. Let's add a keyframe. Then move it toward the end, and now let's use the same Y. Under Y you can put minus 250, then or plus 250, either way. Then change the size to 50 and click OK. Now let's see what we have. Something like this. Now let's move to the third image. Move your playhead forward, then add Now move it toward the beginning and go to, we're using X this time around, so you can add 350. Type in 350 or minus 350, anyone. Then let's still leave the rotation at 10. Then the size, let's make it 50 and click OK. Then move it forward. By the way, each time you add car, you will see a dot right there. The green or blue dots right there shows that you've added where the animation will start and where it will end. So let's go to the second part, move toward the end, not the end actually. Then click on that add. Then let's use Y. You can add minus or plus 250. Type it in. Add, move your playhead toward the end. Then here change the rotation to 10, the size to 50. Under Y you add 250 or minus 250 depending on which part you want it to slide. So this is what we have, slide them from the side and then go down. All right, let's move to our, do the same thing. You can change the direction of the movement depending on Y or X. If you want it to come from up, you can use X, from the side use Y, or the other way around. Just follow the same process, apply the same thing depending on how you want the movement to be. Do it one after the other, take your time. If you don't like it, you can go back and change it. So do it now. All right, I think we're done with our animation, adding keyframe and all that. So if you're not used to this, it may take you some time, but it's actually very simple. Just get the basic, do it all over and over again until you get it. And you can slow down the video and follow your own pace. You don't have to follow mine. So when we're done, pre-render it and let's see what we have. This is what we have so far. Isn't it interesting? So just like I always said, just go through it. If there's anything that you don't like, just make some changes to it. And when you're done, before you smash that export button, make sure you do all these things. So we're not done yet. We're gonna add some transition to it. So I have some here. Go just use the one you have in your Filmora. In your transition, drag it and drop it in between the images we use for our background. So drop it there one after the other. I'm going to use this. You can use any other transition you want. Actually, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be too specific right here. Just use the transition you want. I have this custom transition. You may not have it in yours, but use the one you have. Drag it and drop it in between the images. Remember, your background image is not the one at the top. Alright, when you're done, you can either pre-render it just for smooth playback, make some changes, and also you can watch what you have so far. But we're not done yet. We can add background music to it. So go to your library, pick any music of your choice, or the first thing, we can start with sound effects. I got some here. If you're done, just download some. Or if you're interested in this, just leave a comment below. Just let me know. Then I can just link it there for you to download. So if you're interested and you want it, just what I use in this video, just let me know in the comment below. So just drag it down one after the other and make sure you align it with the transition. Is very important because you want the movement to synchronize. So cut out any part you don't want, align it, make sure it goes with the transition. Take your time and do it. So when you're done, you can test it and hear how it is, hear and see how it is. You won't be able to hear mine because I muted, but don't worry, when we're done with this, I'm gonna play the final product for you and you'll see exactly what we've done. So we're not done yet. We can add one more thing, the background music. So go back to your library, pick any music of your choice and drag it to the last timeline, to the last track on the timeline, and drop it. And when you do that, make sure you make some changes to it. Just listen to it. If it's something you don't like, delete it and bring in another one. And go through it. Any part you don't want, just cut it out. Well, don't worry if your videos don't have all those markers I have on mine. Actually, that's what we call beat detection. If you don't do it, you're not gonna see it. So cut out any part you don't want and make some necessary arrangement to it. And when you're done, I think we're done with this video. All you need to do next, you know what to do. What are you gonna do? Smash the export button. If you enjoyed this video and find it valuable, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so I can keep making them. For more awesome and unique videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also be sure to check out my other videos on this channel as well. And don't forget to leave a comment below. I love it. Be sure to watch the videos on the screen that we handpicked for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.